Genesis Geek, and yeah, today we're talking about Sega Genesis games. We're doing the A and the Z's, right? Not A to Z, right? We're not doing the entire fucking alphabet today, right? I'm just doing the A's and the Z's, right? Actually, I'm doing the whole alphabet eventually. I'm just doing all the letters out of order, right? I already did a video where we talked about like the R's, right? A bunch of R games, and M. We're doing the whole the letters out of order, but in this video we're doing the A's and the Z's, right? Yeah. And we're not doing all the fucking A's either, right? We're just doing my personal collection, right? I have a shitload of Sega Genesis games, like well over 300. I haven't really counted them up recently, but I got a lot of Sega Genesis games, but not all of them, right? And yeah, we're not going to talk about all the A's. We're not going to talk about adventures, right? I mean, I got the adventures of Batman and Robin, but I fell under the B for Batman, right? Or the adventures of Mighty Max, right? Fell under the M for Mighty Max, right? Yeah, so let's talk about the A's. First big A game is Real Monsters, right? It's got a lot of A's in there. It goes right at the top. Real Monsters is at the top of anybody's alphabetical list of Sega Genesis games, you know? It's got a lot of A's. Real Monsters is based on a cartoon show called Real Monsters, about these weird monster guys, right? And in the game, you play as these three weird monsters, and each monster has a different power, and you gotta use all three of them to figure your way through each level, right? It's a lot like Lost Vikings, right, which is the same kind of thing, where you play as three different Vikings with three different abilities, and you need to use all three of them to get through the level, right? There's another game on the A-list like that too, Animaniacs. Yeah, Animaniacs is another game where you play as three different guys with three different abilities that you gotta kind of figure out how to get them through each level, right? Yeah. Now, if you like Lost Vikings, you'll probably like both of these games, Animaniacs and Real Monsters. They're pretty cool. Now, next we have two Addams Family games, right? Yeah, there's actually two games featuring the Addams Family, right? Although one of them I've never actually seen before, because it was never released in the US, only in the Mega Drive. That was based on the movie Addams Family, right? Or the sequel to the movie. Actually, the post based on the movies, right? But this one, based on the Addams Family movie, is the only one I've ever seen. When we play as fucking Gomez Addams and hop through a crazy side-scrolling adventure lane, right? But with the other game, Addams Family Values, based on the sequel, has you playing as Fester. And it's like a top-view kind of adventure game and shit. But both of these games really seem like they were originally intended to be some other game, but they just kind of turned them into the Addams Family games and kind of sell them, right? Like stick fucking Gomez Addams in there, makes it an Addams Family game. Right? Stick Fester in there, then it's an Addams Family game. It kind of reminds me of what they did back in the fucking 80s with Fester's Quest, which doesn't have any fucking thing to do with the Addams Family. They just stuck fucking Fester in there for no fucking good reason. Yeah, and then we got some Air games, right? We got Air Diver, which is actually a flight simulation game, right? And we got Air Buster, which is like a side-scrolling arcade shoot-'em-up, right? And then we got Aero Biz, which is actually about like an airline business simulator game. It's like simulates owning a fucking international airline. Yeah, basically. Kind of weird. And we also got Aero the Acrobat. Now, Aero the Acrobat wanted to be like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? They wanted Aero the Acrobat to be like Sonic, to be like a mascot for Sunsoft. And they did use him as a mascot. Probably a bit more than they should have, because he sucks, right? I mean, as a character, he's just like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? He looks just like him, right? Except he's red instead of blue. But the difference is that Sonic the Hedgehog is actually a good fucking game. Aero the Acrobat ain't that great. No, it kind of sucks. It's got kind of squirrely controls, and it's really not that original. They made a sequel though, Aero the Acrobat 2, which mildly better, maybe? I don't think so. Neither of these games are really very good or very memorable. And then next we have some Alien games, right? We got Alien Storm, which is a classic game. I kind of see it as like a space sci-fi version of Golden Axe, right? You got 3 different guys you can choose from. Just run around and beat the shit out of these crazy alien monsters. Fucking awesome. Then we got Alien Soldier, which is really a badass game. It was never actually released here in the States, right? Only in other parts of the world on the Sega Mega Drive. But I actually got my hands on a reproduction cartridge, right? Yeah, this is not a real fucking cartridge, it's a reproduction. Yeah, but it is such a fucking badass game. I had to get my hands on it. Then we also got Alien 3, which is based on the movie Alien 3, which I actually think that movie fucking sucks. But the video game is actually pretty good, you know? I mean, it actually doesn't follow the plot of the movie Alien 3, but that's a good thing, because if it did, it'd be really slow and depressing. But instead, you know, it's actually pretty action-packed. You get to shoot lots of aliens with machine guns and shit, which wasn't in the fucking movie. There were no machine guns. There weren't multiple aliens. There was just one. And yeah, Alien 3 is a pretty cool game, right? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fucking games under the A's, right? But what are the games that are really of note, right? Well, first of all, which games do you want to fucking get for sure? Like games that are really awesome under the A's. We got Elysia Dragoon. Yeah, that game fucking rocks, right? You play as this chick who's got like a dragon companion, right? We can actually switch it out, right? She's got like several different animals that follow around, like a dragon thing, a bird thing. And it's pretty awesome, you know? Yeah, fucking check it out. Also fucking Altered Beast. Yeah, that's a fucking classic.
Welcome to your doom.
Well, I mean, it's not a great game. I personally think it's just okay. But, I mean, it's highly noteworthy, right? Of course, if you're a fan of Sega Genesis, you already know about Altered Beast. What am I telling you about, right? Well, also, you should fucking check out Arcus Odyssey, which is an interesting, like, fantasy adventure game. You know, I don't usually like fantasy adventure games, but this one's pretty good. Now, also, there's some games under the A that you should avoid, right? The big A. Avoid getting these fucking terrible games. Like this thing, right? Arcade Classics. This is a terrible game. Now, I fucking like arcade games. I fucking love them. But this thing fucking sucks. I mean, what's it got on there? Centipede, Missile Command, and Pong? Well, I mean, yeah, those are cool games. But actually, all 3 of those games would be best played with like a roller ball or like a knob kind of controller. All 3 of these games don't play well with the fucking Sega Genesis controller, you know? They're much better versions of Centipede, Missile Command, and Pong elsewhere, not on the Sega Genesis. Avoid this fucking cartridge. Also, avoid Awesome Possum. That fucking game sucks.
Awesome, Kickstarter machine knows what I'm awesome.
I mean, it's not awesome. Not at all. Do not listen to the hype. It's not awesome. It sucks.
Amazing. I'm so hyper. Awesome.
Also avoid American Gladiators. Yeah. Now, I fucking love this fucking show from back in the 90s, but the video game is terrible. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad, it's like unplayable. It's absolute shit, right? Yeah, so that pretty much does it for the A's. Now it's time for the Z's, right? We're going to kick off the Z's with Zero Tolerance, which is a pretty fucking awesome game. I've actually done a video about this game before, right? Yeah, Zero Tolerance is a lot like Doom or Wolfenstein, like a very early 3D shooting game, and it's really cool. If you like Doom, you will like Zero Tolerance, right? Also, Zero Wing, which is a pretty fucking badass arcade-style spaceship shooter game, right? But what's really notable about this game is that it's actually the basis for
All your base are belong to us.
All our base are belong to us.
You are on the way to destruction.
What you say?
You have no chance to survive, mate. Your time.
Badly translated Japanese to English thing.
All your base are belong to us.
And yet another Zero game. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel, right? Which is yet another fucking Sonic the Hedgehog ripoff, similar to Arrow the Acrobat. In fact, Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel is made by the same guys that made Arrow the Acrobat, right? Which is kind of weird. I also think it's weird that the names Arrow and Zero are like only one letter apart from each other, you know? Arrow with an A and Zero with a Z. Was that an intentional fucking thing? What was up with that? Fucking crazy Kamikaze Squirrel shit. Another good game under the Z's is Zombies Ate My Neighbors, right? Yeah, which is actually a pretty cool two-player game where you can run around and zap zombies and shit. But the zombies are really only on the first level. Later levels, you take on other kind of monsters and shit, like guys with chainsaws, and aliens, and all kinds of crazy shit. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a pretty cool game. Okay, now I'm going to talk about Zool, Zoom, and Zoop, right? Zool, Zoom, and Zoop, right? There's three games that have really weird names. Zool, Zoom, and Zoop, right? Zool is actually a game where he plays this little ninja guy, and it's a side-scrolling adventure game. It's pretty good, right? Zoom is a crazy kind of puzzle game where you play as this little weird gremlin that runs around on this grid, and yeah, that's weird. And Zoop, Zoop is a funky fucking puzzle game it really doesn't have much personality at all, right? Really needed some little character on there. Instead we got these little arrows and shapes and shit. That's not very interesting. But yeah, that's Zool, Zoom, and Zoop. Three weirdly titled fucking games in the Z section, right? Yeah, there you go. That's the A's and the Z's of my fucking Sega Genesis collection. Yeah! The next time we're gonna do another letter in the alphabet, right? We're gonna keep on going until we do the whole fucking alphabet. Yeah. Anyway, till fucking next time, keep it fucking real.
Your base are belong to us. All your base are belong